Everyone, I'm Brian Easterday and welcome back to Eye of the Storm Astrology. Real quick before I get into the topic of today's discussion, hit that like button, hit subscribe. That way you can get notified whenever I'm releasing a new video and stay up to date on all my content. So today's topic, I wanted to get into another one of what I call like the foundational concepts and the way I not only view the world, but through which I approach astrology. And it's the concept that the universe is a university. That this place is a place of learning, where consciousness can come experience itself through in a physical manifestation and through different incarnations. Because by limiting our perspective into different incarnations and like smaller perspective, we can have many, many different perspectives and therefore many, many different experiences. Like being able to go, like I said, go to a college and select a bunch of different classes, or, you go through one lifetime and you might have this major that you're working on, but then, hey, you graduate that lifetime. And in the next one, you want to go after another area of study. It's a constant cycle of learning. And I think why this is very useful to understand is to first and foremost, it's based off of the foundational assumption. And this is the foundational presupposition that all animism or paganism is based off of. And that is that there is a source consciousness that we're all a part of that manifests in different forms in order to which experience itself so it can learn more and grow and evolve. That's why the universe is always expanding. So when you see that as the foundational purpose, like that is when you get to the very essence of it, of the need of why are we all here, learning, growing, challenging ourselves. Those are the reasons why we're here. So then if you can take that and approach life from the perspective of life, the universe is a university, well, then everything in existence becomes something that you have the opportunity to learn from, the opportunity to study, to try to apply in your life, and then test the results of that through the observation of cosmic law. This is another reason why, I speak about cosmic law and natural law so much, because those are the universal laws in the university. Those are the rules governing the campus, right? Like where everybody's at. So if you want to go through the experience of life and you're trying to develop yourself, one of the most useful things to understand is not only the rules from the perspective of like what you can't do, but understanding them so you can actually do and accomplish more, because you know how to work with the universe and what's going on. That's the ultimate goal, is as we become more and more aware and get our perspective grows more and more over lifetimes, we amass more understanding. Eventually we can see from such a perspective that we can see the intricacy of everything going on, and that can really become our passion. That can become our highest goal, that we perceive the perceiver, and to understand on that type of level, and then be able to consciously co-create within that reality to facilitate that experience more for other beings. That's really the highest goal. It's not about escaping your life or anything like that. It's about becoming so aware that you can be fully present and fully integrated in the experience of the all. The other reason why this is a useful perspective is because it sets you up for a good foundation for being able to approach life from what I call the warrior mindset versus a victimhood mindset. Whereas if you just think you were forced to be here, you're just a product of some random amalgamation of circumstances and things like that, then it's very easy to fall into a victimhood mindset of, oh, I just ended up here, I didn't want to be here, all that. But that's not the Vedic way of thinking. The Vedic way of thinking is that as an Atma, We're a soul, we're consciousness. Remember that foundational assumption I was talking about? We're wanting to experience ourselves. There's an experiencer, and it needs to be able to experience. Oh, so by coming here and challenging ourselves, we get to have those experiences. Therefore, we get to learn more about ourselves. It's like this two-way mirror. You know, the experiencer puts a cause out, which goes to, into creates an experience, which has an effect, which then reflects back on the experiencer, which causes them to act again. It's this cycle back and forth, and this is how reality is created. It's the play between the masculine and the feminine, Purushara and Prakriti, the masculine and the feminine, the perceiver and the perceived. And then, oh yeah, this was where I was going with it too, is that, the Vedic way of thinking is looking at that you're this Atma, that you are wanting to experience life. So it's based off free will, that you chose to come into this experience, that this isn't a terrible experience. Life's not, it doesn't mean life can't be challenging, struggling, but it's a beautiful thing. The whole experience, whether they're good parts or difficult parts, sad parts, they're all beautiful in their own way. So when you see that, and you can see that, oh, it's coming from free will, it's much easier to adapt that warrior mindset. Oh no, I as a soul wanted to challenge myself so I could have these experience these karmas, so I can then learn lessons from that. I can evolve myself. The difference between like you willingly choosing to say like go to a gym and work out, right? You're supposed to be there, you want to be there, and you're doing that, or somebody like the perspective of somebody like a forcibly kidnapping you and taking you and making you do all of these things, right? You see how one obviously makes you much of a victim, the other one empowers you, and you're there by your own choice. It doesn't mean you're not there to do work. That's why you're there, but you're there by your own choice. So that's kind of the perspective that not only I operate from, but if you look at the Vedas and things, that's the perspective that they look at. I think it's very interesting, and I won't get too much into this, but and you look at one of the most famous Vedic texts, the Bhagavad Gita, which is an excerpt from the Mahabharata. But in the Bhagavad Gita, there's the famous conversation between Krishna and Arjuna. What's very interesting is that Arjuna's a warrior. And Krishna in here is explaining to him the reality of nature and everything, but the big lesson in it is follow your dharma. You're a warrior, be a warrior. And I think out of all the dharmas, out of all the things that Arjuna could have been, why was he a warrior? I think there's something in that. So I'll let you guys delve into that. But I don't want to get too far into this. But yeah, reframe that mindset. Consider that the universe is a university. So if you realize that you came here to learn, a great thing to do would be to like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you're thinking about it in the comments, any subjects you want me to cover. If you're interested at all, you want to learn more about yourself in a one-on-one type of consultation with me, or from learning astrology through my Vedic astrology course that I teach, you can contact me at eyeofthestormastrology@gmail.com, or you can check out my website, eyeofthestormastrology.com. So thank you for tuning in, guys. I appreciate your time. I hope this was valuable for you, and I'll see you again next time.